Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to Star Wars KOTOR. My name is Burning Earth Chris, and I'm gonna be your pilot tonight. So in the last episode, we uncovered a Sith conspiracy on Manon. That's pretty cool. In this episode, we are going to, we're gonna do the Sunry trial, so let's go ahead and jump right in. As Arbiter of the Sunry murder trial, you have the authority to question me on matters pertaining to the case. Oh, no more questions. Right, I have to talk with Sunry first before we can start the trial, and I think it's the warden that actually gets it started. So yeah, we're gonna finish up the trial tonight. Let me swap out some of my party members first, because I don't think I need HK and T3 anymore. Yeah, I'll bring Juhani along, why not?
Yes?
Okay. Weapon focused lightsaber. Yeah, sure, I'll get that. It's a good one. Weapon focused lightsaber just gives you an extra bonus of damage with lightsabers. Excuse me. I don't want to throw a lightsaber. Maybe I'll give you a force shield. Let's see. Maybe disable droid. That should do it. Actually, you know what? Let's talk with her real quick before we, let's talk with both Jolie and Juhani before we proceed.
How may I be of assistance to you, Adam?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me of?
Tell me more about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Continue.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Near the world your species came from?
KOTOR was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
Your world was taken that easily?
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
But why didn't the Republic help you?
We were not members of the Republic. KOTOR was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships there remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
Oh, Juhani, I'm sorry. But you survived?
My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
Oh my god. How did your family cope?
My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
How did it happen?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
I understand. What about Jolie? Do you got anything more to say there, buddy? Provided you can stop spazzing out for a moment.
got something on your mind, dude?
You never did actually say why you decided to come with me, dude.
No, I never did I?
Are you always gonna be this elusive?
Elusive? Me elusive? Obviously, you've never tried to grab a Twi'lek dancing girl after drinking too much Onderan Willick juice. At any rate, I already told you why I wanted to leave. I'd seen everything I wanted to on Kashyyyk. Time to go. Time to move on.
You looked plenty happy there to me.
You live in an overgrown stump with a tax beating down your door, and you tell me how happy you would be. I was pleased just to have visitors. How many kilometer-high trees can you find an interest in before you figure you've had enough? I'd bet you can't be bothered to stay in one room for more than 15 minutes. And then there's all the critters in the Shadowlands. I'm just happy to be back in space, doing something new. Is that too much to ask?
Well, while you're right about the being in the same room for about 15 minutes part, I guess it isn't. But you could do that on your own.
So I could. Not having a ship does tend to put a damper on that kind of idea. I'll admit, for all its flaws, Kashyyyk was home enough. But when you came along and I saw the destiny you had before you, I couldn't help but be intrigued.
What interest do you have in my future?
Interest? Well, I certainly don't have a vested interest. Call it more idle curiosity. Your destiny is rather unclear. In fact, everything about you that I can see is odd. Slightly off, as if my eyes are trying to trick me. Something is very dark about you. But, I'm sure you don't need to hear my ruminations. You've probably got enough nosy Jedi offering you one opinion after another to make you sick.
No, tell me more of what you see.
Your future will come of its own accord, trust me. Sometimes navel-gazing at it doesn't get you anywhere. I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. You remind me a bit of Nomi. That can't be all bad.
Who's Nomi?
Nomi Sunrider. She came late to the Force, just as you have, and became one of the greatest Jedi ever. Oh, fine lass. Whether you'll follow the same path remains to be seen. For one thing, you'll never get anywhere if you stand around chatting up old men all day.
So, you're along as some kind of observer?
Nonsense. If I ever refused to help you when you asked, how confused can one person be anyway? One thing I will say is that this little escapade does remind me a bit of my adventuring days before the war. Those were exciting times. Or at least it would remind me of those times if we didn't stand around. What's keeping you? You're too young to be so talkative. Shoo!
Oh, alright. Well, let's talk, Sunry. We got some things we gotta discuss.
Jolie, coming to check in on an old man? I must confess, I would rather you were here to speak to the warden and begin my trial.
Soon, old friend. We don't want to go to trial until we've got the whole picture.
Oh, I grow weary of staring at these four bare walls. But I suppose you know what you're doing. The role of Arbiter cannot be taken lightly.
Well, there's a few things we have to clear up.
Go ahead, ask. Ask what you need to. I've got nothing to hide.
Were you and Alasa having an affair?
I don't know what this must look like, yes. Yes, we were having an affair. I know it was wrong, but I'm a weak man. Alasa was beautiful and young. How was I to resist her charms? But I didn't kill her. I loved her. Please. I know I made a terrible mistake getting involved with Alasa, but I was going there to break it off with her. I did it, but found out later that she was dead. I don't deserve to go to jail just for having an affair, do I? You have to help me prove that I wasn't the killer.
Well, that's gonna be a little difficult there, my dude.
Go ahead, ask.
There was a Rhodian who planted evidence at the murder scene.
A Rhodian? I didn't know there were any Rhodians on Manan. Oh, except for Tyvark and this one named Glupar who's hanging around the hotel all the time. Okay, so maybe there are a whole bunch of Rhodians on Manan. But what does that matter? If he planted evidence at the scene, it's a clear sign of a frame-up. He probably took all the evidence of the real killer at the same time. The evidence of a Sith conspiracy keeps getting stronger, doesn't it? I suspect there's still stuff you ought to clear up. Go ahead, ask.
The judge said that you left after the shot was fired.
How would they know? They weren't there. I heard some of the witnesses said that too, but I swear she was alive when I left. I wonder if the Sith have been putting pressure on people to get them to convict me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. They've had it in for me since the war. You should ask everyone about that. They might admit to helping the Sith under pressure.
Well, there's one more thing we have to clear up, dude.
Go ahead.
I saw the Republic data recording, and it shows you as the killer. What do you got to say for yourself, dude?
So the truth is out. I never meant to kill her, you know. When I found out she was a Sith spy using me to gain information, that something inside me just snapped. She didn't know I had found out. So I waited until she fell asleep. And then I killed her. Simple, really. But once I realized what I'd done, I panicked. I contacted those spies from the Republic to help me. They found the illegal monitoring device that the Sith had planted in the room, altered its recording to hide my part in it, and cleared up the evidence. I figured that was the end of it.
Sorry, guys. But the Sith found out the truth, didn't they?
The Sith must have been spying on me and Alasa, trying to make sure she wasn't a double agent. They must have seen the Republic spies getting rid of all the evidence. So they planted their own evidence. Alasa must have stolen that hero's cross from me long ago and given it to her Sith masters like some kind of trophy. I just thought I'd misplaced it. But when the cross turned up on her body, I knew the Sith had put it there. So, now you know the whole story. What are you going to do?
Now, I will point out, the recording shows Sunry killing Alasa instantly, but he says that he waited till she was asleep to do it. So, I don't think that's ever really cleared up in the game, which is kind of weird, but, honestly, I don't know.
You think I'm some kind of monster, don't you? All I did was kill a Sith. How many Sith have you killed? Dozens? Hundreds? Thousands?
That's different, Sunry, and you know it. We don't kill them in cold blood while they sleep.
I don't see how the two of us are any different. She was a spy. She was using me to get information so Malak's army could destroy the Republic. She deserved his eye.
Well, killing your lover while she sleeps is murder, even if she is a Sith.
If I confess, I'm looking at 20 years in prison. And the Otto City officials might even place KOTOR sanctions on the Republic Embassy. Without KOTOR, how can we treat the injuries to our soldiers on the front lines?
These are just excuses, Sunry. We both know you have to own up to your crimes.
No, I can't do that. And put the Republic's supply of KOTOR in danger. No, I won't. Look, I may have done something stupid. And it may only be worse for my standing by it, but I will not confess. If you turn me in, the Republic will likely lose its KOTOR export privileges, and then we'll lose the war for sure. Are you going to send all those thousands, millions like Taurus to their deaths just for your sense of justice?
Sunry, this is wrong, and you know it. I am a Jedi. What is it that you expect me to do to defend your actions?
You do whatever you have to, Jolie. I know what I did, but I also know what's at stake here. No, I'll rot in here if I have to. I won't betray the Republic. Do what you have to, but know what the consequences will be.
Confronted with the evidence of the recording of him killing Alasa, Sunry admitted to his crime. He refuses to confess to the court, however. He says he will not betray the Republic or harm it because of what happened. It's a tough call. It really is a tough call. Can you continue your role of Arbiter impartially knowing that your client has committed such a crime? Well, let's do what we can. So you are the Arbiter in the Sunry loss and murder case, then. I hope you are as impartial as the office is traditionally supposed to be. You all pros have a tendency to ignore the rule of law in favor of some rather irrational causes. What is it that I can do for you now? I think I have an idea. I want to begin Sunry's trial now. Are you certain, human? Once the trial is begun, it cannot be stopped. And once judgment is given, the case can never be reopened. You must be certain your investigations are complete before you request a trial. This is the role of Arbiter. Are you certain you wish to begin the trial now? Let's begin. Very well, human. I shall advise the court and we will begin immediately. Let the record show that the trial of the Sunry versus the Otto City Authority has commenced. Presiding are Judges Shelkar, Josa, Nelshikan, Kota, and Dula. This trial is to determine the culpability of Sunry in the death of the Sith Elasa. Representing Sunry in his defense is a member of the Jedi Order. Do you have any opening statements? I have no comments at this time. Acting as the prosecutor for the Otto City Authority is an impartial observer for the Sith Empire. Impartial, right.
It is an honor to see justice served. And I will see Sunry is executed for the crime he has committed.
Do not be too overzealous suppressing your commission, Sith. The first matter of business is the presentation of a sworn testimony by the proprietor, Ignis, of the hotel where the murder occurred. What's the testimony you wish to give us?
The man I saw leaving, Sunry, probably left after I heard the blaster shot.
The guilt of the accused is apparent even this early in the trial.
Know your place, Liquid. I mean Sith. This is important evidence. The court will keep this in mind at the top of the list of pertinent facts. We will now begin by calling forth the witnesses to the crime and taking their testimony. After each witness has given their testimony and you have cross-examined them, you may ask the presenting judges for their opinions on the current state of the case. It's a special privilege given by Manon law only to the defendant, so use it wisely. The first witness is Feareth Me. The prosecution will question the witness first.
You are Feareth Me, the well-known Pazak player. I wonder if we can trust the word of a gambler as reliable testimony. Objection!
Objection, your honors! Objection sustained. Ask the witness your questions and do it promptly.
Of course, your honor. Feareth Me, what did you see the night of the murder?
Well, I came out into the hallway after hearing the blaster shot and saw Sunry over there limping down the hall out of the building.
A very obvious point, your honors. The accused was seen leaving the scene of the crime after the blaster that killed Elasa was fired.
A very pertinent point, prosecutor. It is now the defense's turn to cross-examine the witness. Did you actually see the murder happen?
You mean actually see him kill her with my own eyes? Well, no, but I don't think there could have been anyone else there.
Your point is well taken, Arbiter. Additional questions? Was the metal light of the crime scene not a little too obvious?
I think it may have been. I mean, you'd have to be pretty stupid to leave something that important lying around, wouldn't you?
This argument has merit. Do you have additional questions? Elas is a dark Jedi, isn't she?
Yes, from what I could tell. She carried a lightsaber under that cloak of hers.
Objection! Objection! That doesn't prove she was a Jedi.
No, this piece of evidence is very important. It establishes the character of Elas and perhaps her intent in dealing with Sunry. Any additional questions? Not at this time. Very well. Would you like to use this opportunity to poll the judges? Yes. I don't have enough information to make an informed decision. That's judge number 1. Number 2 says, I am unsure as yet as to whether Sunry was the actual murderer. Number 3, I cannot make my decision on what I have yet seen. 4, I just don't have enough information to judge this case yet. 5, I can't tell yet if Sunry killed Alasa, but I'm confident it will be proven. Since the defense has no further questions, we will call out the second witness, the Rhodian Glupor. The prosecution may question the witness.
Glupor the Rhodian, you were staying in the hotel the night of the murder and saw Sunry leaving Alasa's room, didn't you?
Yes, Glupor sees Sunry running down hallway, of a Glupor-looking room, Sith woman dead on floor.
This is clear, then, that Sunry left the room with the Sith Alasa already dead behind him.
Perhaps, Sith, perhaps. It is the turn of the defense to question the witness now. Did you see Sunry kill Alasa? Glupor not see Sunry really hurt Sith, but Glupor did see Sunry leaving room with dead Sith in it. But Glupor not see him really kill Sith. Do you wish to ask witness anything else? Isn't the medal at the crime scene too obvious a clue? Glupor not know. Why anyone thinks in someone else's room? Glupor just think these things happen. It's just odd. Very odd. Do you wish to ask the witness anything else? Alright, Glupor, did you plant the medal on Alasa?
Don't do it, Glupor.
The prosecution will be silent. What is it you wish to say, Glupor? Glupor paid by Sith to plant that medal.
Objection! Lies! Slander! I object!
You are certain of this, Glupor. Glupor certain. This new evidence puts the entire case in a new light. Do you wish to ask witness anything else? No additional questions. Would you like to poll the judges at this time? Yes. Number 1. I think Sunry could not have committed this crime. Number 2. Sunry perhaps was not the killer. Number 3. I cannot make my decision on what I have yet seen. Number 4. I do not believe Sunry, as a well-standing Republic citizen, could have committed this crime. Number 5. I cannot tell yet if Sunry killed Alasa, but I'm confident it will be proven. If the defense has no more questions, the court will call out Elora, Sunry's wife.
You, Elora, are Sunry's lawful wife. Your husband was a hero in the last war between the Sith Empire and the Republic. He was crippled in that war. Do you not believe he'd blame the Sith for his injury?
Yes, I guess he would.
And there you have motive. Sunry seeks revenge on the Sith for what they did to him and killed Alasa.
A supposition for now, prosecutor. Does the defense have any question for the witness? Was it true your husband was having an affair with Alasa?
Yes. Yes, it was true. He was having an affair with that Sith harlot.
It seems painfully obvious that he killed her to keep her quiet about the affair.
Be silent. You have already questioned the witness, prosecutor.
He'd been seeing her for some time, I think. But he said he was going to change. He'd gone there that night to end it. We talked the night before and he'd promised. But now things have become so very complicated.
This is very enlightening evidence. It will influence our deliberation considerably. Do you have any more questions, Arbiter? Sunry was a Republic war hero, wasn't he?
Yes. He fought against the Sith in the last war. He fought bravely, and was even awarded the Hero's Cross. I don't know how much that means to the Sith, or to your Selkath, your honors. But in the Republic, it is awarded only to the bravest, most valorous, most honorable men. The kind of man who earns that medal would not kill someone in cold blood.
Your husband earned a medal because he excelled at killing Sith. It relates directly. Do not let personal opinions sway your judgment of the law. Do you have any more questions, Arbiter? No additional questions. Will you use this opportunity to poll the judges? Yes. I don't think Sunry could have committed this crime. That's number 1. Number 2. I am unsure as yet as to whether Sunry was the actual murderer. Number 3. I cannot make my decision on what I've yet seen. Number 4. I do not believe Sunry, as a well-standing Republic citizen, could have committed this crime. Number 5. I cannot tell yet if Sunry killed Alasa, but I am confident it will be proven. Does the prosecution have any remaining witnesses to call forth?
I wish to call forth Sunry himself, your honors.
Very well.
Are you a war hero, Mr. Sunry? You fought in wars against the Sith Empire, correct?
Yes, that's right. And I don't regret it either. The Republic needs its heroes.
Indeed. Would you say that you dislike the Sith? Even hate them?
Of course I hate them. Trying to take over the galaxy every chance they get, killing millions of innocents?
Pure politics. Were you in Alassa's room on the night of the murder?
Well, yes, I was. I had been having an affair with Alassa, my wife, yes. But I realized how wrong I'd been, and I was going there to end it.
You were having an affair with a Sith. You wanted to end it quickly and quietly, so you killed her from behind and tried to flee.
No,
I think we can see the answer clear enough, Mr. Sunry.
Do not interrupt the accused. In fact, I think you said quite enough already, prosecutor. Do you have any questions to ask the accused, Arbiter? Alassa was a Sith spy, wasn't she?
Of course she was. Why would a young, beautiful Sith woman get with an old cripple like me?
You are not helping yourself, Sunry. You only give reason why you might kill her. He merely states facts. The incompetence of the murder indicates that her occupation was not the motive for the killing. The fact remains, Alassa was a Sith and likely a spy as well. Is there anything else you wish to ask the accused? How could Alassa have gotten a hold of your medal?
I don't know. The medal had gone missing some time ago. I never found out what happened to it. It's possible the Sith had stolen it and had it planted on the body.
Supposition, Your Honors?
True, but it does have merit and deserves consideration. Anything else? You were going there to end the affair. Would the Sith object?
Yes, I think they would. They wouldn't want to lose one of their sources, even though I didn't give them anything. They might have killed her for her failure. Or they might have thought she'd turn against them or something like that.
The Sith Empire is not the barbaric institution you portray it to be.
Be silent, prosecutor. This is a valuable point that lends some credence to your defense, Arbiter. Is there anything else? No additional questions. Will you use this opportunity to pull the judges? Yes. I think that Sunry could not have committed this crime. Number 2, Sunry perhaps was not the killer. Number 3, it seems to me that the evidence is weighted against Sunry. Number 4, I don't believe Sunry, as a well-standing Republic citizen, could have committed this crime. Number 5, I cannot tell yet if Sunry killed Alassa, but I'm confident it will be proven. The witnesses have all been called forward and questioned by both prosecution and defense. The prosecution will now present, in closing, a summary of pertinent facts to this case.
I think the facts in this case are very straightforward. Sunry was having an affair with Alassa. He sought to end it, and the simplest, quickest method, given his hatred of the Sith, was to simply kill her. Witnesses saw Sunry fleeing the scene, and material evidence places him there at the time of the murder as well. I am confident that any informed observation of the facts will lead the judges, Your Honors, to this very conclusion.
Indeed. And your closing statements, Arbiter? No one actually witnessed the murder. Truth.
Well, that doesn't mean a thing. He was there, running from the room.
If you speak out of turn again, you will be forcibly ejected from the court. The Arbiter speaks a valid fact. Another point you want to make? Sunry was ending the affair, so the Sith killed her.
The Sith would not leave the medal of her killer clutched in her hand.
Your time for arguments has passed, and you would do well to remember that. The Arbiter's argument does bring up a valid point. I would say that Alassa was a spy and the Sith are framing Sunry. I find that highly unlikely, Arbiter. The Sith have no need of such a section. The facts speak clear. But the Sith have been known for violence, deception, and murder before. That is also true. Is there another point that you would make? My arguments are complete. And the court will now deliberate amongst ourselves. The court hereby finds Sunry innocent of the murder of the Sith Alassa.
Your Honors, No!
Silence! The verdict has been delivered and this trial is now over.
Oh, Sunry, I'm so glad.
Elora,
We have done all we could for you, old friend.
thank you for saving me. I don't know how I can repay you. Elora and I are going to leave here and get as far away from all this as soon as we can. I and the Republic will not forget what you've done for us. Thank you.
Finding a man innocent to save the Republic. Maybe not what I would have done in real life, but, Sunry's trial is over, human. You are no longer Arbiter of the Sokath Corpse. I cannot allow you into the cells. Wait, then what are you doing over here? Okay. Okay, whatever. Alright, so before we continue with the main quest, let's talk about some of this information that we've got going on here. I don't think we have anything for Nilko, but we do have something for Shalos. Human, you return. Have you information for me? Have you discovered the fate of the missing Sokath youth? Have you news of my daughter Shasa? I have information for you, Shalos. Excellent. You've done well. What have you learned? The Sith are training the Sokath youth in the ways of the Dark Jedi. This makes sense. It's a wonder I didn't see it before. Manon's greatest strength is our neutrality. If Nalik brainwashes our youth and indoctrinates them in the ways of the Sith, he will have a strong following among the Sokath people, strong enough to seize control of Manon and our Koto. My daughter, Shasa, she's been indoctrinated into the Sith camp too? I've convinced your daughter to turn her back on the Sith ways. Human, if you speak the truth, I am forever in your debt. And yet my joy is tempered by the knowledge that the Sith still walk freely about Manon. Hopefully the testimony of my daughter will be enough proof of their absence to make the Auto City authorities take action. I hope so. You've done much for me, human. Here are the credits I promised you. I only wish I had more to give. Keep it. A Jedi doesn't have a need of a reward like that. You refuse my reward? Truly, you humans are a noble breed. Perhaps my species has underestimated your kind.
Hey, kid. That was a good thing you did there. Almost brought a tear to this old man's eye.
This is how we Jedi should always act. With honor.
Please excuse me now, human. I must go speak to the Manon authorities about the Sith plot and what they've done to my beloved daughter. Light side points gained. Alright, so before we continue with the quest, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the Ebon Hawk. I'm going to upgrade my lightsaber a little bit and maybe talk a bit more with my party. I think they might have a bit more to say now. Hey Jolie, how's it going?
Got something on your mind, dude?
So what do you think of Sunry's verdict?
Innocent. I don't know what to make of it, to tell the truth. Do you think justice has been done?
Well, not really.
But that has little to do with the law, doesn't it? A sad state of affairs, that. Too bad, really. Sunry was a good man once. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches. Got something on your mind?
You mentioned something about your adventuring days. Let me hear about that.
Did I say that? Strange the tricks memory plays on you when you get older.
So you weren't an adventurer?
Didn't I say that my past was my affair? You don't see me poking and prodding you with questions, do you?
But you've already said so much, I'm curious.
I'm not here to satisfy your curiosity. No staring at the old man, that's what the sign says, damn it. Besides, you don't really want to hear about me. We're talking ancient history. Probably before you were born. History bores kids. Proven fact.
Yeah, well, old people love to talk about history. Proven fact.
Oh, fine, fine. Have it your way. Just don't cry about it later. Yes, I was an adventurer. Happy now? I wasn't even done with my Jedi training back then. I had a full head of hair and an eagerness to see absolutely everything. Sound familiar? The Council was never happy with willful, brash Jolie Bindo, you see. Even less so when I began my smuggling career.
Wait. You were a smuggler?
Don't look at me like that, damn it. I wasn't always the wrinkled coot I am now, you know. I can still fight, too. So wipe off that smirk I see there. At the time, the Yukata system was interdicted by its own king. He preferred to keep his people starving and poor, all the better to oppress them. The Senate was trying to negotiate a peace, but they were getting nowhere as usual. I decided I wasn't going to wait. I found myself a ship and a partner, and we began smuggling food and supplies to the Yukata citizenry through the blockade.
Where did you get the credits for all those supplies?
Well, we didn't buy all the equipment per se. Some were happy to donate goods. Some we just knew had more than they could use.
Oh, so you stole it.
Stole is such a harsh word. They would have donated those goods readily enough if they were compassionate. I considered it a tax on the greedy. We only got caught once. A lone Yukatish frigate shot us down and forced a crash landing. I thought the force had abandoned me, as I remember.
Well, what happened then?
Well, as it happens, getting shot down turned out to be very fortunate. That day was the day
The day that you what?
Well, that was the day I met my wife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. When you're digging through the trash, you shouldn't be surprised when you encounter something unpleasant. If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to stop talking now. My mouth is starting to draw flies.
Alright, that's fair. Hey, Bastard, you got anything more to say?
How can I help?
I'd like to talk about what you said before about getting into your emotions.
Yes, I did end that quite abruptly, didn't I? Perhaps a master could have addressed my questions with the proper wisdom, but I never should have brought it up here, not with you. Part of my purpose on this mission was to guide you in the way of the light, to help you avoid the temptations of the dark side. But I fear I've failed in that task. I don't think I'm the proper Jedi to guide you. I am no master. You should have remained with the Council.
Why do you say that?
The fact of the matter is, I have never possessed much skill at controlling myself. With the bond that joins us, it seems I have even less. You have maintained the path of the light side, but it has been in spite of my influence, not because of it. It's increasingly obvious I am unable to guide you properly.
You're doing your best, I'm sure.
That's kind of you to say, but I think the evidence speaks for itself. I think I may have made a very big mistake. I simply hope that you are not the one who pays the price, ultimately, for the fact that I can't help you enough.
You're being too hard on yourself, but maybe we can help each other.
That's a kinder response than I deserve, and I can see there is wisdom in your words. You continue to be there for me, don't you? Even after I keep pushing you away, you're still around when I need you most. You're like no man I've known before, and you're nothing like what I expected you to be after the Council sent us on this mission together.
Well, how did you expect me to be?
Well, just different, I suppose. Things are not going as I thought they would. I need time to think about all this. We should continue on with our mission for now.
Alright. Garth, are you okay?
What do you need?
Do you want to talk?
Talk about what? The only thing I want to do right now is find Dustle. If he's alive, there's just nothing else I want to think about. I'll understand if we can't look for him right now, but if we could, it would be a huge load off my mind.
Okay, that's fair. So let me talk with Canderous, because he had we had something with him happen in the last episode too.
I've been given a challenge I can't ignore. We've got to go to the dune seas of Tatooine, so I can find Joggy and kill him for his insult to me.
What happened out there? Why is Joggy so mad at you?
This is between me and Joggy. You don't have to get involved. If you're lucky, he might spill something before I spread him in a paste over the dunes.
Okay. Alright, well that pretty much wraps up my party, so let's go ahead and move forward with our mission. Alright, Roland, we did our thing for you.
Have you managed to retrieve the data from our droid in the Sith base?
Right over here.
Excellent. It does not appear to have been tampered with, so the Sith did not manage to copy its contents yet. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manon is the sole source of Kolto, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly, we need as much of it as we can get.
What's the Republic done?
The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes Kolto exports. But a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manon anyway. So we made a deal.
You violated the treaty?
Shh, not so loud. Yes, it is a technical violation of the treaty, but it is sanctioned by elements of the Selkath government. We need only to keep it hidden from the Sith. We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest Kolto directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction, an ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since.
Why have you not investigated?
As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith, but they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must live up to my end of the bargain.
How will I get down there?
I took the liberty of having a submarine prepared for your departure. Merely use this card to get past the door behind our Kolto packing room and enter the sub therein. It has been programmed to take you down to the station, and also to take you back up should you need something. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours, and nearly exhausted the mercenary population of this planet. The soldiers we have are barely enough to keep this base secure. The Sith have also noted our interest, and begun to bribe mercenaries away from us. Please, find out what happened to the facility. There may be some survivors left down there. Perhaps even the head scientist, Kono Nolan. Good luck in your efforts.
Okay. Well, so I guess we're going under the sea next time. Restricted access. Yep, there's a submersible. So, in the next episode, Under the Sea. So thank you all for watching. If you like this video, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/burningearthvfx, or consider buying us coffee at ko-fi.com/burningearthvfx. It'll help support the channel, help support future videos like this one, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. I'm Burning Earth Chris, and may the Force be with you. If you like this video, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/burningearthvfx. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook for more exciting updates. And as always, thanks for watching.